Well, good morning. Coming to you from the Econo Lodge in Marion, Virginia. Rested well. About to be back on trail, waiting on the shuttle to come pick me up, take me back to that shelter where I got pizza. And next couple days should be interesting. There's supposed to be some snow coming, and I'm going to take advantage of there being some hostels along the way. So actually, the next 2 nights, I'm hoping to be in a bed under a nice little roof. So I'm going to try to make it to a hostel tonight that's like got alpacas, and then the next night go about 10 more miles to another place. It's called the Quarter Mile Hostel, and so looking forward to that. The owner of that hostel, she actually gave me a ride in town, and so I thought, that'd be cool. I'll check her place out also. So anyway, maybe I'm spoiling myself, but it's all part of it, I guess. All right, here's my ride. All right, back on trail. It's always a nice little break, but it's good to be back out here. Beautiful morning. Rain's supposed to come in and then turn to snow, but I still think that's going to be this afternoon. So only have 11 miles to go today, and then we'll check out the alpacas. Pretty view of the valleys. You can tell in Virginia you don't have quite the same elevation of mountains, but it's a different type of beauty for sure. I don't know if you can see, but it is, see that white stuff? It's them daggum Dippin' Dots again. That grapple. How about that? Anyway, this is beautiful. I was going to mention, you guys may remember 511 from earlier episodes if you've been watching. But he sent me a text last night, and he was actually in the hospital in Marion. Had some diverticulitis or something, so certainly want to be praying for him. And it was kind of cool. He sent me a picture. He was actually watching these videos, so I guess he was getting his AT fixed, but he sent me a picture with my ugly face up on the screen in his hospital room. But anyway, 511, I hope you get better, and I hope to see you soon, man. Now this is crazy. I've come under power lines before and heard noise. I don't know if you can hear that, but I heard this a long way off. I'm gonna get out from under this as quick as I can. Ooh. Settlers Museum of Southwest Virginia. All right, this is kind of creepy. The hours of operation are now, and the door was unlocked, but I seem to be in here all by myself. Well, let's check it out. Some old pump organs. My grandma used to have one of those. Just hear Uncle John singing, teaching me to do awful things when I was a child. Inside joke with Uncle John. I'd get it in there sometime. Yeah, this is kind of spooky. I'm gonna get out of here. A lot of artifacts though, but it's not really set up for display. It's like a warehouse. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be in here or not. So I'm gonna go check out the schoolhouse. Man, I'll give you the heebie-jeebies in there. But go in this schoolhouse where I feel a little more comfortable in the schoolhouse. Now, as we're coming up, I will talk a little bit, especially for if there's any kids. You know, communities would have a schoolhouse, but what you're used to now with different grades and whatnot, nope, it was all in this one room. So talk about differentiated learning, everybody learning at their own pace. That teacher had to really do her stuff, but I can assure you, she had her own troubles, but she didn't have to worry with some of the stuff we have to worry about. So let's check out, this is Linda Mood School, 1894. So let's check out this school. All right. Okay, so here I am inside this schoolhouse. And so let's just kind of check it out. It's kind of neat what's similar and what's very different from school classrooms of today. Okay, so you have the blackboard, which would be our smart board of today, which is essentially a computer screen, interactive computer screen. This was made of slate. Here's an actual piece of slate sitting over here. It's a real flat. People use it, especially up there in that area that I'm familiar with, the Slate Belt area in Pennsylvania. They use it for the roofs, and they would also take chalk and write on the slate board. And it was black, and that's why they're called blackboards. Then when I was growing up, they started turning green for some reason. And but you can see the desk. You would sit here and then have your little pencil trough, and you put your books under here. And you know, remember, there could be up to 7 grades. It says that this school is an example of 62 schools like this one in the county, and they usually had 7 grades. One teacher did it for $30 a month, and she taught for 5 months, October through March. Kind of interesting. That'd be a great discussion. What's similar about this classroom and what's different about classrooms that you have. And of course you see the heater right in the middle of the room for those cold mornings with a smokestack going right up. That's neat. I did just have a memory. I remember having to come up on the board and write, I will not talk, I will not talk, I will not talk, I will not talk, I will not talk. Had to fill the whole board. Good times. Forsythia, all that yellow. Spring's coming, I'm telling you. All right, coming out of the woods in the town of Atkins, Virginia. So there's a Sunoco station, and my goodness, gas has gotten high. That's one thing I don't have to worry about out here. But I think I go this, I think the trail goes down the road this way, and the alpaca hostel's down here somewhere. The trail goes that way underneath I-81, but I am going this way to this restaurant. Home style cooking. That's my kind of place right there. Oh yeah. Sweetwater Restaurant. I'm gonna tell you, that was some daggum good barbecue. Had barbecue, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, coleslaw, had a little Arnold Palmer action, tea, sweet tea, lemonade mix. Man, that was good. So now let's go find this alpaca place. I guess this is the right place. All right, so typical hostel. You see Mike and leaf blower making some coffee. So they got each bunks. And what's super nice is each bunk has its own light switch, and power outlet. Oh, and fans. Does each one have a fan also? That one does. But the washing machines are right here. Kitchen area is right here. So this is really all in one. I'm not sure where the bathroom is, but I'm sure I'll find that. All right, so here are the alpacas out here. Now, we're about to go check out and learn why they have these alpacas and how they use their hair to make fabric with. So there's a stud right there. Now they have to keep the males and the females separate. That one needs some braces right there or something. Hey there. Hey there. Yeah. You good? I ain't gonna get too close to you. I see you. All right. Okay, guys, so I told you I'm at the alpaca hostel, and get the privilege of Cindy to show us. It is Cindy, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Cindy to show us how she actually harvests the alpaca, and it's not called fur, and it's not called wool, it's called alpaca fiber, and how she turns it into usable products. So check this out.
Okay, this is when it first comes off of the animal, and you're welcome to touch it if you want to. But we shear it, put it in a bag. Then when we're ready to send it off to the fiber mill, we put it in a big tray, shake out all the stuff in there that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the fiber mill, and they wash it and do a few things to it. And they get it to a stage called roving, which is this right here. This is right before you get ready to spin it in the yarn.
Oh, okay.
So if you are
So this is all cleaned, everything's
right
out of it. This is
it's
just
right before the yarn stage.
Wow.
So if somebody that likes to spin, they might buy it at this stage so they can spin. A lot of people do all the processing themselves.
Do you spin it all? Do you have the spinning wheel and all that?
No, I don't have the spinning wheel and all that.
Okay.
I'm still teaching. I don't have time to do any of that stuff.
Okay.
So anyway, so that's roving.
So it comes off the animal,
Comes off the animal,
processed into that,
roving, and then this is what it looks like when it's yarn.
and then it's turned into the yarn.
Yeah, now that's natural color. It's a gray, but then we put some Angelina in it to make it like
Sparkle a little bit. I see that.
And all of ours is natural. We don't dye it.
Huh.
We just put stuff in it. And then this is my triangle loom, and this is a shawl that I made on the triangle loom.
How about that?
So that's out of that yarn right there. So you can see what that looks like.
So those alpacas, they just have a wonderful life, and they just let their hair grow, and that's all they got to worry about.
Cut once a year, and then they start growing it again.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing all that.
You're welcome.
This is frozen precipitation moving parallel to the earth. That is why we're thankful we're inside. Man, call me soft, but I've just decided I'm not gonna hike today. I had 10 miles, but you see the weather, it's supposed to do this and then actually turn into rain. And I thought, I'm comfortable. It's only 10 miles that I was gonna go, so in a 2,000 mile trip. And I've hooked up with this guy he's already hiked the trail. Older, wiser, and I said, man, I'm kind of have a little bit of guilt of not hiking. He says, go then. I said, you don't have any? He said, oh heck no. He says, this is why I'm out here, to enjoy it. He said, anyway, so it's beautiful out here. It has been snowing and it's windy, and so anyway, I'm staying here with the alpacas for today, and then we'll move on. All right, so we are back on trail. Stayed at the alpaca farm, and like I said, I actually took a full zero there. It was nice hanging out with some hikers, playing cards, talking, telling stories. And but I'm back, hopefully to get about 13 miles today, which is not a whole lot, and actually going to another hostel. I'm doing a little platinum blazing, pampering my foot a little bit, just trying to take care of it, make sure I don't overdo it. That's the last thing I want to do, is create a situation where I can't move on. But anyway, it's cold, still a little bit of snow on the ground. So we'll just see what the day holds. Hope your daily adventure is going well. All right, this is kind of a big deal. A quarter of the way, Georgia to Maine. Now I'm guessing on the other side it says 3/4 of the way. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, that's pretty neat though. Quarter of the way. It's hard to believe I've gone over 500 miles and still just a quarter of the way. Now this is something I've never seen before. There's a privy and it's just a campsite. So there's no shelter, but there's a couple picnic tables and it's like some benches and a privy though. Huh, well that's kind of nice. Looks like some soccer bleachers. All right, we're out here stopping for lunch. Let me introduce you to somebody new. Who we got here?
I'm Sunfish,
All right. Where are you from, Sunfish?
Southern Illinois.
All right, cool. Now, Sunfish is making some lunch. Now, this is just an example of what we'll do out here. So we got some, well, why don't you just tell us what we got?
I got tortilla shells, and then I put a Nature Valley crunchy granola bar on them, and then good old
And the
Smuckers.
peanut butter.
Oh,
And-
peanut
yeah.
butter, yeah, squeezed peanut butter, and
So we got some kind of burrito action. So the tortilla, peanut butter, granola bar, and my man's got jelly,
squeezed jelly.
and then he's gonna roll it up. Do you have a name for this thing? We got to come up with a name for this.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. All right, lunch on the trail. Got the crunch. That's pretty much been it today. It's just a nice hike. The sun's out. Hadn't gone crazy mileage. Only about 14 miles today, but just kind of pampering my feet a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong. I think I said before, sometimes you can get further along by taking your time. I have seen a number of hikers that are flying and doing all kind of miles, and next thing you know, they're hurt and they're having to go home. And I just don't want to take every effort to not allow that to happen. Accidents happen and injuries happen, but I hope that doesn't happen to me. But we'll deal with whatever comes up. So that's going to be it for this video, and I will pick up at the next hostel and show you what that's all about. And then we're coming up to a place called Burke's Garden, and I'm excited to share with you about what I've learned about what that piece of land, what it's used for now, what it's been used for in the future, and there's even a cool story involving the great Vanderbilt. So more to come about that. Hope everybody's well. See you next time.